Now, if you know me, you'd know that I love writing and telling stories, whether it be in art form or writing form. But let me ask you something. Have you ever wanted the feeling of strolling into a store and coming across a book with your name etched upon it? Yes, I've had that feeling since I was about 9 years old, and I've always wanted to write a novel. A detective novel specifically. I've always enjoyed detective stories, but probably what was the biggest inspiration was these old Minecraft maps. I liked watching Minecraft maps in 2016 to 2017, and my favorite Minecraft series was called Solve It. It's basically you, the player, embarking on daring quest. Who fooled with the film set? Who tampered the train? Who muddled with the museum? These were the stories I wanted to create. My first story was called A Case for Detective Colin. It was originally called The Adventures of Detective Colin.
Guys, did we blow the entire budget on the animation?
Sorry, I think we did.
Guys, I told you not to spend that money on the animation. Guess I'm gonna have to do the rest of the thing live action. Anyway, as I was saying before the animation budget ran out, my first story was called A Case for Detective Colin. It was originally called The Adventures of Detective Colin, but you can tell where I got the inspiration from that. It was about this high school graduate called Colin Jackson, who got a job as a rookie detective. He was tasked with tackling the mystery of a kidnapping.
A kidnapping.
Oh, and he lives in New York. I thought I'd let you know that. Anyway, as you can tell, there's a lot of flaws in this story. Like, how does a 17-year-old get a job as a detective? Why does he have such a hard case straight away? He didn't even have a good personality! Like all of my creations, it got scrapped. Do you know why? Because I got bored of the story. This was the longest thing I'd ever written in my life. Anyway, the next time I tried a detective story was not in a book, but a TV show. Kind of. Anyway, the TV show was about this guy called Justin Walker, who was a blithering idiot. And his best chum was Detective Colin Jackson. How original. I remember there was like this one episode where they have to like fix the mystery of like the exploding pizza or something. I'd love to show you guys, but conveniently, I lost the files. Wonderful. The next escapade was a comic book. Yes, a graphic novel. This time I actually added an additional scene, a prelude, where the kidnapping actually occurs. I made about 3.5 pages of the comic, and then I threw it away. Seriously, did I ever complete a project? Like, ever? On a slight tangent, I once did try and write a book, and guess what? I didn't actually delete it. I never completed it. It's terrible. Although the idea is kinda interesting. It's about a cruise ship that goes from England to France, but the ship tries to sink. I wonder where that inspiration's from. But there was this passenger on the boat who lost his wife to a previous cruise ship decades ago, and he didn't even want to go on the ship because he was afraid of losing someone else. Did I actually come up with a good idea for haunting my life? Anyway, the most recent story I ever written was a few months ago. Yes, did I complete it? That's my intention. I'm trying to rewrite the old stories from 4 years ago. Of course, with some major changes. I was just scribbling on my notepad, hoping to get a good idea for a story, and then I wrote a mysterious page of ideas, and I thought, this could be something big. I'm not gonna say anything else in case it does become something major, but I just want to say that I'm writing a book, and I intend on getting it published, baby! If you made it to the end of the video, thanks a million. I'm glad you could bear with my voice for 5 minutes. Here's a quote I want to share with you if you do have trouble completing a passion project of yours. Every day procrastinating is another day spent worrying about that thing. Do it now and move on with your life, unlike this buffoon. I hope you enjoyed this stupid video. Adios. So therapist, what do you think I should do?